Hello. Today is going to be a different stream to what I've been doing recently. First of all, what I have to really mention is that I have a sore throat, so I may have to cut this stream short. I'm trying to crowd the mic as much as possible, so I don't have to speak up too much. Um, yeah, so if I sound a bit hoarse, then it's because I really shouldn't be streaming probably, but I'm too excited because I've just got my new capture card set up, um, and I really want to try it out. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. As you can see, my main camera is, while not perfect, definitely an improvement over what it used to be. I think we can all agree on that. So this is the Avermedia capture card that Truthman sent me. Um, it shows up pretty well on stream. It does have display pass through, so that's good. That means that I can have my own screen here as well without having to look at OBS to see what's going on. Um, One of the things I literally just received the parcel today, so I've only had maybe, I don't know, an hour to mess around with it at maximum. As I see drop frames again, nothing new. Aussie internet, it's a meme. Um, yeah, so I think it looks clean. Um, the only thing that annoys me a tiny bit is that it only supports a small number of different resolutions, or at least in the way that I have it set up right now with HDMI pass through. I actually have 16:10 monitors, which are really nice. They give you a little bit more vertical resolution, but I can't take advantage of that when I'm passing through the capture card, because you can see here that the max I can go to is 1280. So I'm probably not going to be using this for 3D benching anyway. So in terms of just the actual benching itself, it shouldn't make a difference. But that's just the only sort of gripe I have with it so far. Otherwise, it's really nice. While I'm on the topic of sort of innovations and things, so my rig camera is the camera I used to use previously for the benching system. So it's probably not set up properly at the moment. I'm sure I can improve it, but all I really want to show is the postcode and that I'm on air. Um, yeah, so that also means using that camera means I have a spare camera now. So right, for air benching, I don't think there's a really a use for it, but um, I think if I'm on LN2, I might use it as a pod cam or something. So have like a temperature and postcode camera, and then a pod cam, and maybe even enable the sound, just because it'd be kind of crazy. What else is new? So what I have to mention is previously I always had the rig details as sort of a header in my stream. First of all, I don't think I really have space for it anymore because I'm adding more inputs all the time. And secondly, I always forgot to set it properly anyway. And I don't think it looks very nice in the VODs. So what I've just replaced it with, I mean, you can always ask me and I can tell you exactly what the rig is because it's right in front of me. But what I've replaced it with is just oh, my chat box is gone. Okay, one second. Just going to move that to the top. Here we go. So yeah, just exclamation point rig will give you the main details about. I'll just enter it again because it just disappeared. The main details about the rig. I mean, it's a 7820. If people aren't familiar with it, it's sort of like a multiplier locked i7, which is weird, but that's what they did on X79. And I've got a new motherboard, a Rampage IV Formula, which I'll come back to later on. Seeing that my Hybridbot image is a bit weird. Okay, I'm getting rid of that. Okay, I need to obviously fill that space, but anyway, the next innovation that I'm going to talk about is that I've decided that I have so many ROG boards, and they all come with something called ROG Connect, that I'm going to start using that on stream and see how it goes. So in the top left-hand corner, you see RC Tweak It, which is the tool that you launch locally on your streaming box, or just not the rig itself. And here you can do all kinds of interesting things, like change the multiplier, which I can demonstrate even. And you can even see my pointer moving around. So it's pretty interactive. Hopefully the type is big enough. So you'll have noticed that in CPU-Z on the other rig, the mult has gone down to 33. So I think that's pretty neat. There's a few things that are interesting about that. I've got to drink my medicine because I have a sore throat. So what are the uses for that? First of all, I think it's good to have that up all the time. Obviously, when I'm benching on the bench rig, I can't really have CPU-Z open in the background. So if somebody isn't aware what the frequency is or the voltage or something, I can maybe shout, tell them if they ask for it. But in this case, hey, thanks for the bits, Bilko. Much appreciated. And now you're beating Mick, so Mick will have to up his game. Really appreciate it. I think that's a bit. Is that just a bit emoticon? No, it is a bit. Okay, I'm really new to this. This is on my second. This is only my second stream as affiliate. Okay, back to ROG Connect. So, first thing I'll point out is I'm not as much of an ASUS. People call it ASUS, which is a bit weird for sounding, but I think that's the correct pronunciation. I'm not as much of an ASUS fan as I am an AMD fan. As you might have, time to watch ads for bits. I don't know how that works, Dr. Domingo, but welcome to the stream. So, ROG Connect, really simple. There's a dedicated port on the motherboard, a different color. There's a cable which comes with the motherboard and is different to a regular USB type B, I think it is, the regular type. I think it is. It's a B to B connector, but it's sort of like a crossover cable. So you can get them for cheap, obviously, online. You don't have to get a ROG branded cable, but just to point out that not every type B to type B cable will work. Plug one in to the dedicated board on the motherboard, dedicated port. Plug the other one into your streaming rig. Install a piece of software. Press a button in the I/O shield to activate ROG Connect. And it's really nice because, as far as I'm aware, it puts no overhead on the system. So it's not like it's going to decrease your benchmark scores, but it lets you change the multiplier and BCLK and things like that from your benching system. So benefit one for me is it's a bit more interactive on the stream because you'll always see the ratio, the BCLK, VCore, and some minor voltages. I can scroll around. There's a second VTT for some reason on X79. Not sure what that's about, but anyway, I like this. This is and I'm going to keep this on my stream for a while to see how it goes. But more importantly, what I'm going to start doing as well is, maybe not today, but if possible, in the future, I'd like to demonstrate. Yeah, Dr. Domingo, it's really good. I would recommend it. Hi Randy. I can definitely recommend it. I just set it up for the first time today, and I'm already liking it. So basically, just to point out again, it doesn't need the operating system. It's like built into the, I don't know, microcode of the motherboard. So there's no overhead. It always works. I mean, clearly, if your system completely hangs up, then maybe ROG Connect hangs up as well. You can't recover a hung system with it. But it's as close as you can get to just changing multiplier and voltage and so on, just without any overhead and all the time. Some other boards have buttons for that, but I think you need OS support for that. Just again, I have a sore throat, so if I'm drinking a lot and my voice goes a little bit, yeah, just please bear with me. So in benchmarks, especially in 3D, but I also reckon in some 2D benchmarks, it's beneficial because for me, a typical example would be Geekbench 3, for example. Geekbench 3 is quite light, even I mean, it goes on all cores, but it's quite light and it's quite long. But towards the end, there are a set of tests like DFFT, I think one of them is called, some other 4-letter acronyms, but they are basically 2 or 3 very, very CPU intensive tests, one after the other. And what I'm going to try and do, especially for Ryzen 2nd Gen, to get a good Geekbench 3 score, Lua as well, yeah, exactly, is I'm going to run maybe on 2nd Gen on LN2, I'll aim to run, let's say, 5.6 or 5.7 if I'm lucky, gigahertz, all the way through Geekbench 3 to up my score in those tests, and then just figure out, with trial and error, figure out a point in the benchmark where I just lower the multiplier by, excuse me, lower the multiplier by 1 or 2 to be able to pass those benches. So I think for that, it's going to be amazing. Obviously for 3D, it's even more obvious. It's even more sort of beneficial, I suppose, because what usually happens for the old legacy 3D benches is you can pass the single-threaded 3D tests way higher on CPU than the physics test at the end. Okay, that's not on the old benches, sorry. But even, let's say, in Vantage, 3D Mark 11, Firestrike, yeah, Jigstra is the hardest on RAM, actually. I usually get a Jigstra fail because of pushing that RAM too much, but it could be a combined test. I'm not sure about that, but it could also put quite a bit on the CPU. So in 3D, in the more modern 3D marks, you would have a single threaded portion, which is graphics test 1, graphics test 2, however many graphics tests there are, and then there's a CPU heavy test at the end, or 2 actually, physics and combined. And for that, ROG Connect will be amazing. I'm not sure if you can set hotkeys, but I can certainly pre-select the multiplier I want and just hit apply whenever the right part of the benchmark comes up. Okay, so those are the new things on my stream. Obviously still getting used to them. I have a new board. It's finally my first X79 board with a chip in it. So we've got Sunny Bridge E in there. Obviously, what I really want for Sunny Bridge E is to get my single stage back, because it cold bugs so low that I don't even need to run it on LN2, really. Saying that, some chips, it makes sense to run it on LN2, but at least you get very close to maximum performance on the single stage. Still haven't fixed my single stage, and I'm sick at the moment, so probably not going to happen this weekend, but that's my aim for Sunny Bridge E. But I do have an Ivy Bridge E on the way, and that doesn't have any cold bug as long as you know how to get rid of it. So high BCLK is the key on regular Ivy Bridge, and I think it's the same on Ivy Bridge E. Right now, I have 2 Corsair kits of PSC in there, but I do have, right now I have an LN2 memory pod, but I don't have a second one. But I do eventually want to put this board under 3 pots potentially, or maybe a single stage and 2 pots. So the 2 pots on either side of the socket for the memory. So PSC for that. However, I have a quad kit of what's it called, Samsung memory on the way as well. So for Ivy Bridge E on air, that will do pretty nicely as well. So it's the formula, right? Maybe to give us just a really basic rundown of X79. X79 only ever had one chipset. It was the LJ 2011 version 1 socket only ever had one chipset, which was X79. But there were 2 different types of chips, 2 architectures, Sandy Bridge E and Ivy Bridge E. In terms of good boards, maybe there's an okay Gigabyte board out there, but I think a lot of people will say that the Rampage 4 Extreme Black Edition is the best board, which came out with Ivy Bridge E. But that's an 8 dimmer, so 8 dim slots. The regular Rampage 4 Extreme is also an 8 dim board. This is a 4 dim board. So I don't know. It's not been benched a lot, cold and stuff, but maybe it does a little bit better than the regular Extreme in terms of memory overclocking. Maybe. Just a theory. There was also Rampage 4 Gene, which is basically the Formula, so also a 4 dimmer with a few PCIe slots cut off. All right, hopefully that's enough preamble. Just one more thing that I want to mention is that I put something out on Instagram yesterday, just a close-up shot of the board, asking what board is this on Instagram. I mean, you can find my Instagram. I'll just put it up here in case people don't know it. I put up posts daily, so it's kind of interesting sometimes to go on there and check it out. So Wolf of Single Stage is the guy who got it first. So the thing that I promised when I put out that picture is whoever gets the answer correctly first will get a shout out on the stream. So here you go. Somebody else answered Rampage 4 Gene. It's a tough one because I only put a shot up of the top of my board, the socket area. So as far as I'm aware, both boards look identical. So it's kind of more like luck of the draw. Okay, I think that covers just about everything. I don't want to ramble on too long, but yeah, a lot of changes. And what I'm going to do is I just got this board yesterday, I think. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just get a... Oh, okay. So I can also get... The thing about ROG Connect is as well that when you're booting, it actually shows your boot codes as well with a description. So I may be able to integrate that into OBS as well, actually. Let's see. I'll just quickly check that, because that would be really nice. Yeah, here we go. Just gonna make it smaller. I knew there was something I had space for here. So yeah, it's telling me, hopefully you can see all that. Boot code 1234 load VGA BIOS. So that's kind of irrelevant, but once I hit a RAM OC, maybe you'll see actual boot codes here. I don't know if I'll stick with this. I just wanted to check it out. So how is everyone doing? I've got 5 viewers in here. Wallhead79, welcome back. Bilko, White Shark, Dr. Domingo. What are you guys all overclocking? And do you have X79 experience? The Discord doesn't seem to have very many people with that role in it. Hopefully we can change that. I'm already quite pleased that my capture card didn't drop out in BIOS. That's a good step. Just let me know how video and audio quality is. It should be an upgrade from the last time you tuned in. So we've got quite a few profiles here actually, but I'm probably going to be more. So Randy, I implemented a new command, just !rig. That's where I'll always put the rig info from now on, because I don't have any space on the screen anymore. So 7820, it's the kind of multiplier locked CPU, the Sandy Bridge E. So I learned my mistake from the last stream and installed a new version of Windows 7 in IDE mode. So it's going to be all about BCLK overclocking here, because first of all, on this platform, from what I read up, the way you get good memory clocks is BCLK overclocking. So this platform, I think, has a few different straps. Yeah, so there's a 250 BCLK strap, a 166, a 125, and a 100. So you want to be sort of around those straps. So I'm going to try the 125 BCLK strap at, and I think you can go kind of plus or minus 6 or 7%. So it's a little bit like Haswell E. But I'll have to mess around with it, obviously. Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, PSC likes volts. Although I have to say, 2400 megahertz, that could be tough. I mean, my PSC will do it, but I don't know if the chip will do it. That's quite high for Sandy, but I'll try. So the thing about PSC is, I killed the stick. Of course, now I can't find it, but I have a dead stick around here somewhere. I can't find the stick. I've labeled it dead. I should probably just pin it to the wall or something. But yeah, when I was using my PSC on a Gigabyte Z77 board, I seem to have killed a chip, a stick. I have PSC. I have 3 triple channel kits, so it should be no problem getting this rig going quad channel. But when I initially put 4 sticks in, one of them was dead, so it was showing 6 gigabytes of RAM, which is kind of interesting. Okay, enough talk. Let's actually do some overclocking now that you can see my BIOS and everything. This is so unusual. This is quite unusual, actually. So the 125 strap gives us a 23333 DRAM strap. What we'll do is like do 120. PLL over voltage usually helps, doesn't it? Let's enable that. May help overclocking. Extreme tweaking is just subtimings, I think, on this generation, isn't it? Okay, let's load up. This has so many profiles. DDR3 is amazing with how the depth and breadth of different types of ICs is just amazing. Okay, so we've got, what have we got here? We've got SAMI profiles all the way up to 3000. I would assume that's supposed to be cold. I was talking to somebody who's used Samsung quite a lot, and he said that Samsung scales down to about minus 60. So obviously not as great as PSC. You would want to, if you're going to run a good stick of PSC versus a good stick of Samsung cold, then the PSC will win because in most cases because it scales lower. But Samsung 3000 on, especially at 2.1 volts on air, I don't think is possible. So I think this is an XOC profile. But you've got some other Samsung profiles here that are reasonable. 2800 certainly is possible on Samsung. So we've got a couple of PSC profiles. We've got a couple of different raw megahertz profiles. So for Samsung and for presumably PSC, we've got BF4 and CF4, and MF4. Yeah, this is not the platform for raw DDR3 frequency. So this whole lot of profiles here, I don't think we really need. So let's load up the titer of the Samsung profiles and see how that works. So 7, 11, 7, 28. I think that's reasonable. Certainly at 2200, I think my RAM should do that. Let's just make sure that our DRAM voltage is okay. Yeah, let's go like 1.8. I think that's reasonable. I've already disabled all of my other crap, other integrated devices. Ooh. Okay, let's get rid of this. Clearly, whenever I boot, this weird window just freaks out. Okay, so we've got an 01 boot code. Not even sure if there's a retry button here. Probably not. It's quite old. I think there's a mem OK button. It's kind of located inside the IO shield though. So this is a completely new platform for me. So Randy, you've played with this chip. Did you push it hard? Did you get up to like, I don't know, 160 BCLK or something? Let's just clear CMOS. Relkion, welcome. Oh, here we go. This is nice. The capture doesn't drop off at all. I wish RC Tweak would show something useful when it's not connected though. Oh, and it does seem like I have to re-enable it every time I clear CMOS, which makes sense. Did 5,000 on water. 5,000 sounds pretty nice. Is Sandy Bridge E the same as Sandy Bridge regular, where the chip will just do a certain multiplier and that's it? I mean, it doesn't apply here because it's a BCLKOC chip. But just in general, for the K SKUs or X SKUs. Okay. Let's do one thing at a time. Let's go one. Wouldn't have a clue. Okay. 125 strap, the 2000 memory frequency. Yeah, let's disable spread spectrum for sure. Okay. Okay, let's go 1.8 again. That should boot, surely. So, Dr. Domingo, which board do you have? X79 and which chip? So I'm seeing the boot codes on my own screen here, but unfortunately the window resizes whenever it pops up. But it's nice because it gives you a description of the boot code in plain English. So now it's saying detect memory, and check CPU, test CMOS. It's kind of nice. That looks like an okay boot actually. Sped spectrum. So can I change the stream delay? That's a really interesting question. There is no actual option for me to change the stream delay at all, right? The only option I have is I can go from low latency mode to regular mode. And in the past, I was always in regular mode because I had really bad internet. But now that my internet has stabilized, I may decide to go into the low latency mode. Now, I'm in Sydney. There's a Twitch server in Sydney, so I should be able to. I think I have a ping of under 20 milliseconds to this server. So even though my internet is quite spotty, I might next live stream or next time I restart my stream, I might change that to low latency mode. Because of course I'm not a poker player or something. There's no reason for me to have a Twitch delay. But yeah, good point. I might look into that. Not today, but it's certainly worth trying. Just at the beginning, I had so many internet issues, and low latency mode exacerbates that issue because it prioritizes lower latency over actually getting the stream out, basically. But yeah, definitely. I'll definitely look into it. Thanks for reminding me. I kind of forgot about that. Okay, let's save this profile. So we were at our 2000. So maybe at this low setting now, I'll I'll actually go with the PSC profile first, because that could be the case too, that just I'm not giving them the sticks enough voltage or something. So let's figure out the timings, because I think at the moment they're 999 or something like that. That's not it. Yeah, 9999, that's not going to be great. So you've got a 3960X and a 3930K. At the moment, I'm a bit more interested in Ivy Bridge E, because it seems like it would be interesting in terms of just taking the memory cold and stuff, and also running Samsungs there. But yeah, Sandy E of course is way cheaper and stuff, and probably more fun to bin in a way. Mode 1 is memory compatibility, mode 2 is overclocking. The preset will probably set that, so let's go back and go with let's go with the looser profile actually. So 812.8, yeah, that's a good way to start things. I will, however, later on set the Rampage tweak. The overclocking profile is on a slightly different tab here. It's a little bit strange. No one likes being sick, do they? At least the weather has gotten warmer. I don't have to run my heating all the time now. Okay, that was unexpected. These old systems just... Oh, so here we do have a slight hang on the capture card, but that's totally fine. It picked up again straight away. These old systems have such short boot loops compared to DDR4, sorry. Oh, it's raining where Bilko is. Come over here. Bring some cards and stuff. And bench over here where it's warm. Okay, I'm going to stay on the looser timings, because quad channel of course is always more demanding. I know what these chips do on Ivy Bridge regular, but I'm just going to take it easy because it's always harder to train up your memory when it's quad channel. So still on the loose setting. I don't think I set my VDDR properly, so that may cause a boot issue. No, that's looking like a post. Okay, that's quite nice. Okay, we're getting places here. Excuse me. There is a setting on OBS for a cough button. I should I should investigate where that is. So 2400 is the highest strap, but on this BCLK strap we can't go there. Let's push the DRAM voltage a little bit. 1.8 is quite high already. See, now if I set my timings, I may... Okay, let's go 1.9. I think 1.9 is fine. And go with the tighter profile. Still not used to this bias. Actually, let's do it manually from the higher profile. Do we want to do that? No, let's try tight first, and afterwards we can manually tighten if that doesn't work. Okay. Oh, all it changes the primaries anyway. Okay. Nice to see all these people in the stream today. Most likely next weekend when I'm feeling better, I'll LN2OC with the capture card. You know, really bring everything together and make a nice stream out of it. But just today, again, air testing, which isn't the most, amazing thing in the world, but Yeah, okay, this is exactly the settings I had earlier. That's manually a Titan. All it's changing is primaries anyway, so. How many megahertz does the alien have? I need to get him in frame. There we go. An absolutely indescribable number of megahertz. This is going to be the first 8 gigahertz Sunny Bridge E. So what I'm finding is just the fact that previously I had my screen way off to the side so I could fit a tripod in front of it. Now I don't have to do that anymore. So now I can have both screens really close together. Just a perfect setup, which is amazing. That's not where I want to go. What happened before to these sticks was they actually were very resistant to the middle timing going down to 11 and 10. Took me quite a lot. So what I'm going to try is CAS 7 at 1.9 again. After that, I'll start BCLKing. I've got such an uncomfortable feeling in my throat, but I can fix it, I'm sure. Okay. Let's BCLK up a bit and then run some benches. So Livestream 15 already. Amazing. Let's just try one more thing. Let's try the middle timing on its own. It's working even at 1.8. Or it's looking like it's going to work. Winter sucks. They should get rid of winter. Okay, that looked like a slight hang, but I think it's gonna be all right. Yeah, 62. Yeah, I haven't. Winter is the best. Come on, that's crazy talk. Crazy talk. How could anybody say that? If you wouldn't mind, could you please link the OC guide, Dr. Domingo? Yeah, I'm completely new to X79 myself. I mean, I've benched PSC before, and I've benched multiplier locked CPUs before, and I've benched regular Sandy Bridge before, but this platform is new. Yeah, thanks for the link. Okay, so I like the middle timing dropping. I'd be curious to see. Well, let's get max memory frequency first, or at least something approaching that. We're actually increasing the CPU quite a lot. 4.5. Okay, let's be careful with that. Sync all cores and let's set it to something reasonable like 25. We don't want our overclock to fail because of the cores. So that only adds like 15 megahertz. Let's go 127. I think that's a solid increase. PCIe skew. Yeah. Have to look into that. Nice, that worked. Let's try and find PCIe skew then. Thanks for the cheer, Randy. Much appreciated. Oh, we better set some sort of reasonable LLC as well. Actually, I can completely disable current capability. That's interesting. Let's go 140 for now. Yeah, okay. Okay, that's fine. Speed step is disabled. Oh, wow. Top cheer is now Randy because he's cheered twice for a total of 13. Oh, okay. Now it's Bilko. I'm liking the direction this is going in. 42 is the best number. There's a USB skew here and a DMI skew. CPU IO skew, okay. PCIe skew though. Oh, here we go. So what are our options here? Up to plus 63. Okay, that's a bit daunting. I'll keep it at stock. Okay, that's all off. IDE mode. There we go, it's IDE mode. I learned my lesson. HPET is off. Maybe I should be dropping this down to Gen 1 straight away. Okay. 42 is the answer to everything. Yes, indeed it is. Cheer -1. Okay then. So this is going to be my regular streaming slot. It's Friday evening for Australia. It's bad for the US. It's Friday morning for Europeans. So if there's people who don't work on a Friday or are in college or whatever, they can tune in as well. That doesn't mean I don't stream Saturdays or Sundays. Certainly, if I have LN2 around, I might do that. But just to let you know, even if I can't make it Friday, I'll do it as a Saturday morning, which is better timing for the US guys. But there'll be every week, unless I'm like out of the country or something, I'll have a stream either Friday night Aussie time or Saturday morning. Okay, let's increase our BCLK a little bit. Let's give the DRAM a little bit more. Yes, so our CPU is underclocked. That's what we want. The steps are quite granular here. That's getting close to 2400 actually. Ugh. Let's do 2400 exact. See whether that boots. while we're booting up, or attempting to. $132 is doable. Thanks for the cheer, Bilko. Okay, I was gonna look at hardware bot, but we've got some boot issues here. Weird. This this CMOS clear button is harder to hit than it should be. It's a tie. 100 each. $1 contributed to the overclocking fund. I'm impressed. Let's take baby steps. Let's go. Oh. $127, so let's try 128. To be continued. Yes, $1 each. I'm rich now. Even though the Twitch the Twitch payout period I think is 45 days. So they collect your cheers and your subscriptions for 45 days, and then you get a lump payment. So I don't know, with inflation and stuff, it may not be worth $1 anymore. Yeah, this is... Okay, we know this mem strap is working fine. I might drop down the mem just to see. Oh, obviously, let's go increase vCore as well. Can I enable RC tweak it already? Doesn't appear to. Oh, here we go. Does it also measure? That would be interesting. Voltage. The remote computer is locked. Interesting. But it is telling me 1.25. No. Load from profile, please. Yes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the mem frequency just for the purpose of finding the top BCLK. And I'm going to go increase the vCore. .5. Standard is by CPU. Let's do a little bit of this. Okay, half a BCLK. Oh, I missed what got you on the naughty list there. I assume it was just I don't know, some sort of cursing or something. Dot 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 dot. Oh, just repeat symbols, yeah. Nightbot doesn't like repeat symbols. Oh yeah, that's working. Let's just keep going in half increments. Hey, Wallhead. Thanks for the bits. Is there such a thing as a bits train? I know about sub trains, but this is starting to get impressive. With $3, I can probably buy a Core 2 Duo chip or something to bin. Okay, we're getting further now. 128.5. Maybe just needed a little bit more V-core. A bit war. Oh, you have LN2 left. Time to bench, Randy. Don't let my stream distract you. Benching LN2 is way more important. So it may have been my memory holding it back for some reason. Oh, yes. Okay, the money, the bits will get me 2 liters of LN2. Yeah, kind of. I'm a bit slow today. I'm sick, you see. 129. I don't have hypers, actually. I don't have 4 sticks of hyper. I only have 3 sticks of hyper. But sometimes they may be useful on this platform. This is why stream delay matters. Yeah, I completely get your point, Bilko. See, it's nice. You see CPU V-core and BCLK now, even though the system isn't even booted. It's kind of cool. So I think Dr. Domingo said something like 132 might be the max. Let's find out. What big 130 coming up. You're running hyper. What platform are you running hyper on? Wallhead. $39 multiplier. Well, I'm lower in terms of multiplier. Oh, I get what you're saying. So maybe more is possible. But the top multiplier for this chip is 42. So if you want max frequency, that's, I would assume, is the best way to go. Almost there now. Wow, another 99 cheers. Or bits rather. Thanks, Bilko. That Bits Hall of Fame stays in between streams, I think. It's an all-time listing, as far as I'm aware. Haswell. Okay, I like Haswell. The last DDR3 platform. So now we're on test CMOS according to RC Tweakit. Okay, that was 130.5. Let's just stay with 130. I might loosen the RAM to 912.9 and see if I can run the higher multiplier. Now after the clear CMOS, I have to manually re-enable ROG Link. Well, it's just a button in the I/O shield, so that's not too bad. So 130.5 didn't work, I think. Let's just confirm. I'm liking the way the cheer wall is looking. Impressive. $5 today. Okay, we've just about spent enough time in BIOS. Just going to try the higher mem multiplier. Okay, what is a reasonable thing to go for? I think what we do is 9, 12, 9 at 1.9. That's giving the kid every chance to train the higher mult. 24, 26 is a lot though. Maybe bump SA a little bit as well. That is asking the IMC a lot, I have to say. It's not looking too bad. Okay. Oh, an 01. It's an 01. Nah, that doesn't work, does it? This clear CMOS button is a bit of a pain. Okay, thanks, Dr. Domingo. I will try that. Let's re-enable our raw connect. Load our profile. Why doesn't it load? Funny how there's a second VTTD. Oh, that's a hang. Oh no, just a slow save. So Wallhead is out on top again with 249 chips. Or bits rather. Dr. Domino Dog, okay. Maybe I'm dyslexic or something. Sorry about that. Dr. Domino Dog. Domingo. I like Domingo though. Well, I'm sure you have your reasons for your nickname. I don't want to change it. Maybe some of the... I'm not the first to give that pronunciation. Alright. Maybe some of the tertiaries are too tight. I think I'm just going to tighten at this strap. I don't want to waste too much time. I can still BCLK a little bit in OS. Nice. That happened quickly. Yeah, it doesn't change anything else, does it? Can I try 10 middle timing? It's probably a little bit adventurous. Now, the interesting thing will be to see if it sets SAs. No, it doesn't. Okay. Let's try 10 middle timing. That may train. Let's just max the fan. Let's try 9 middle timing, just for fun. Well, it's looking quite good. This is almost like hyper level of timings. Now, whether it boots and is stable in OS, that might be a different thing. I think the third timing tightens earlier than the other two, or than the first, rather. So let's try third. Otherwise, we'll just bench at 797. That's totally fine. That's actually looking like it might work. The jury's still out. I wonder what memory overclocking recovery is like on this board. It's looking like it might be boot looping. Give it one last chance. Okay. Okay. Makes sense. That's a relatively new feature. Just making sure we have everything set the way we want it. 797. Let's try 24 RAS. Should work. Oh, it does recover. I wonder how many tries it does of attempting to train up the memory. Okay, 24 RAS is looking better. Okay, just saving the profile and going into Windows. It's about to get exciting, guys. There'll be some actual overclocking here. It only took 1 hour and 10 minutes. Wow, that's looking really clear on the stream now. I don't even have to look at the actual window anymore. Just gotta find a USB stick. Oh, it's attached. Okay. Let's just set any wallpaper whatsoever. That's better than the default one. Okay. Let's go with our old favorite, Cinebench. (2003) to be exact. But the other two as well, probably. Has anyone ever tried Cinebench 11.5 32-bit? Must be slower. I just wonder how much slower it is. Ah, no such thing as Cinebench 16. Okay. Time to overclock entirely from my laptop. Yeah. If Team Cup happens, we're set up. But there's a little bit of a question mark there, isn't there? There we go. So this is a little bit of a strange feeling, but let's overclock from a laptop. That's 126 BCLK. Let's go to the memory tab actually. Oh, how come we dropped below 2000? That's a bit weird. TRC is looking ugly. Why are we at 25 actually? Okay. I should have said diagnostic mode, to be honest. But we can correct that. Leg said that Leg was being quite diplomatic. He said that if it is going to happen, it's going to happen middle of July. Oh, Bilko, do you have inside information? The thread sort of sounded a little bit like, well, we don't want to say yet that it's not happening or that it is happening, but for sure it's not going to happen sort of on time. Overclocking failed. Let's try that. Thanks for the bits, Bilko. You're ahead again. We may have to loosen the timing since that was at 125 for some reason. Well, I really want Team Cup to happen. It's such a fun competition. You can sub 35 different state or 36 different stages. It's just incredible. I would assume the middle timing is an issue, and RAS as well. Let's go up in small stages as well. Again, I don't want to drop down another memory multiplier, that's for sure. This is in and around the kind of sweet spot for this IMC in general. All right, we're getting places. Let's go 128. May have to ladder the BCLK a little bit. All right, that's 130. $7.10.7 isn't awful. Let's keep it at that. Main feed is looking so crisp. I just wish the aspect ratio was correct, but it's correct on stream actually. It's just not correct on my monitor here, but that's just my own fault for having a weird aspect ratio monitor, even though it's the best, of course. Okay, here we go. Let's see how high we can push this BCLK. That's getting close to 2,200. Let's go with 32. Okay, 32 is working. Oh, triple channel. Okay, that's a bit of an issue. I wasn't watching for that. Triple channel. Okay. Let's just reboot and see how many channels we have now. The output is hung, but as soon as I get a... Yeah, rip. Indeed, rip. Maybe my chat can go up at the top. That might be good placement for it. It's even the perfect size and everything. Alright. Overclocking failed. Let's just go slightly lower then. I think to avoid dropping channels, you just gotta maybe pump the voltage a little bit, back off the OC a little bit. It had one dead memory channel. Nice. That's looking like a cleaner boot, but let's see what Windows tells us, or CPU Z rather. Can you drop a channel and still stay up? Yeah, Bilko, look, there are a few different ways to interpret that. I myself won't be sure of Team Cup happening until Team Cup happens. Yeah, I know the thread you're talking about. Okay, for Cinebench it's not going to matter anyway. Let's just increase our BCLK until we can't increase it anymore. SA to 1.2. Seems like a lot, but let's do it. 2 PLLs. This was the last high-end desktop platform that had all the voltages. I mean, unless you count KBX, but yeah, everything since then has had the fiber fully integrated voltage regulator. Yeah, good old APAC. I say up to 1.2. It's only yellow. Nobody cares about yellow. Oh, PLL was on auto anyway. Oh no, VTT rather. VTT 1.15. Let's go with that. Let's check in BIOS how many channels we have. Why did it even say that? Oh god, I thought there was memory somewhere. Okay, 8 gigabytes. Nice. Thanks for that tip. Let's save those voltages and actually go to... Funny how this... Oh, okay. That just took a while to save. Funny how the default voltages are so low. Not unprecedented though. Nice, 8 gigabytes. Oh, it's been a long week. But let's get some benches in. Hopefully while that is booting, we can go... Yes. So what is going on with this chip? Frequency is always an interesting one to look at. HTO gets you 4th place. So let's have a look at this. That's only 130. Yes, so at 130, if I was able to set, if I were able to set multiply of 43, probably not a good idea doing it with the RAM slightly tuned like this, but let's Oh, we've got our quad. Isn't that amazing? Okay, let's cause a crash. And he had a 1.6 voltage. That's the only thing. I don't think... I'll set 1.5 for sure. Just for this validation stuff. Let's just double check. We've got everything in place. XOC is on. That's always great. Should really be doing this on Windows XP, but we'll be fine. That's saved. Okay, let's just push it and see what happens. Actually, our vid reading is wrong because I'm applying 1.38 there. Let's start off at 1.425 or 1.45. And I don't seem to be able to set my multiplier. Oh, that's a bit stupid. Just BCLK. Okay, I thought I had turbo on. Let's double check. Yeah, 5.6 on Sandy is pretty damn good. So we're on manual, that's definitely a requirement. Sync all cores. Maybe I just need to go higher. 3.9 is fine. LN2 mode disabled, that's great. Hyper-threading on. All processor cores. Power management. Oh, something I set disable turbo mode, which is weird. I always leave that on because I know it's required for Turbo V. Okay, let's just save that as a profile again. Okay. We should be good to go. So, what else is interesting on this chip? Quite a lot of SuperPi competition, actually. Someone was trying to dice it. Okay. I suppose if you don't have a single stage, that makes sense. Let's just look at this guy's RAM timings and stuff. That's always interesting. $2,400, 9, 11, 11. So Samsungs. Maybe Samsungs are the way to go. Meanwhile, we have a hang. That just rebooted itself. All I did was enable Turbo V. What's that A about, Dr. Domingo? Dr. Domino Dog. Too much VCore, you're saying? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I need to drop my mult again. Now that I found the setting I needed to set. Oh, it went back to auto because I enabled turbo. Okay, that of course is complete nonsense. That's not what I need. Ah, you're really making this difficult, board. Turbo enabled, and this setting to 25. All right. Is that cool? No. Apparently not. Apparently that's not possible. I was doing it earlier. Okay, let's just go auto. Turbo mode is on. Let's do it. Yeah, for sure. Sammy profiles are loose. Especially TRFC goes over 100 a lot of the time. What's making this so difficult? Sockforce LN2. Machine check exception. Here we have our first blue screen on a capture card. It's even going to hang for you guys. Isn't that great? Okay, let's drop the vCore. Let's auto it actually. The best gen of Sockforce LN2, of course. So, in the past while, there have been 2 of these boards going up on the forums, and both were bought by r/overclocker guys. And I just wish I would have bought one of them. Okay. The vCore was too high. Got our 4 channels, that's great. We're at 5 gigahertz all actually. That's quite interesting. Auto vCore is doing a good job. Let's try to get that 5 gigahertz shot in. Yay. There you go, 5 gigahertz. Not bad, eh? So my monitoring is showing 1.5 for the CPU. Yeah, I have the non-LN2, and that was already a really weird packaging setup. So let's see if we can set... No, we can't set multiplier. Yeah. Well, I'm saying that RC Tweakit is showing 1.5. This is a bit annoying. Shouldn't be that hard to set multiplier in OS. That's a hang. Yes. I did it earlier. The hell? Just cut power. The heat pipe on the VRM is quite hot actually. Holy. I'll have to apply a little bit of active cooling there. Not quite sure where I'm going to put it. There we go. Delta fan onto the VRM. That's going to make it a little bit louder. Okay, let's try it with sync all cores on. And of course we've got to re-enable our RC Tweakit. Okay, I'll have to remember that about the VRM. It could be dicey on SS when I'm really pushing it. I'll have to have active cooling on there. It's not like LN2 where you can just take off the VRM cooling completely. Yes, I have a turbo ratio now. Not sure what that haha is about, Bilko, but XDX cards. Okay, that was an instant hang. Is Crossfire in that generation rare? I would imagine you had to have like a Crossfire Master card and a Crossfire Slave card or something. That's excellent. Looking forward to seeing those cards in action. So the right setting, just to set it in stone here, the right setting to get multiplier control in OS is sync all cores down here, but then you've got to enable, in power management you have to enable turbo mode. And then at some point they went completely without bridges, right? Is that still what the current gen does for Crossfire? Okay. We have it all worked out now, guys. Gotta re-enable our RC Tweakit. There we go. Let's set a constant 1.55 for validation. That should be okay. And the only thing is our BCLK is quite high, so even one mult might be too much. Let's try it. That's okay. That's actually a new best. Let's grab that. Not sure I can do 2 mults. Let's just push the BCLK. It saved the file, but then it hung. Okay, let's just go benching now, guys. 5.1 with no cooling to speak of is quite okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm really ignorant of all the different Crossfire types, but I'm glad you got a good deal. .1 all core is not that bad really. I don't think, well, sorry for knocking the mic. I don't even have paste on there. I don't even have mounting pressure on there. So I'm happy with that. That's an okay validation file to keep. Now let's find the max of our BCLK. So we can let's do max reference clock just for a minute. So let's drop the multiplier way down. Nice. Can we even go lower? What's the lowest multiplier? 12. Perfect. There we go. Now let's push it. $131.5. Let's grab a validation just in case. We'll know from the tiny megahertz that it's a reference clock validation. 132.5. I have you beat. Is that benchable though, or just validation? Your 5.15 chip. 132.5. Again, let's just grab a validation. This won't take long. 133.5. Nice. Approaching 2200 memory. Benchable. Okay. So they're probably about similar. Not the heaviest benches. Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to get my single stage on here, even though with 130 watt TDP I won't be able to bench the really heavy benches. Okay, that's a hang. So let's try to bench 133 at a low mult. I'm not being paid to say this, guys, but the open bench table is just really nice. I don't even use it to its full potential, but just having a solid resting place for your rig, you know, the PSU switch within reach, all that, just amazing. It's not cheap though, I'll give you that. There's certainly other things in benching that are probably more important to buy at $200 US or whatever the price currently is. Let's try to bench at 133 ref clock at a low mult. Just got to re-engage our raw connect. Lower our mult, of course. So here we go, 133 ref clock, just over 2200. To be honest, our crash was probably because of the memory not liking it, but it's fine. I'm not here to do my absolute best here. I just want to get a feeling for the system. Okay. This may take forever, but let's just for shits and giggles, let's bench Cinebench 15. Let's re-enable super fetch, just out of habit. Okay, this is a 1.5 gigahertz Cinebench 15 run on X79. Exclusive, world exclusive. Nobody else does this on stream. The thing is, while this is running, I can just, you don't see the entire window, but I can just scroll around here, have a look at the monitoring, have a look at the minor voltages. It's really nice, this setup. It's not as slow as I thought it would be, the Cinebench run. Welcome White Shark, by the way. I guess you missed the start of the stream because you were still sleeping. You tend to be up late, but you didn't miss too much anyway. I just gave an introduction of the new capture card, which I just really love already. The fact that I'm using ROG Connect to give a more interactive view of what frequencies and so on are set on the system. The fact that I'm sick, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not. Oh, but you're a mod. I didn't. Maybe you were just lurking. You weren't logged in or something. I usually see you at the top of the viewer list. I read your name. Okay. Maybe I'm more sick than I thought I was. Sorry. No offense, hopefully. Yeah. I'm loving this setup though. It's just, if I can just, what I'm missing actually. First of all, of course, my Unity needs a rest. Yes, I do. It's been a long week. What I am missing is, I need sort of like, ideally I would need a second standing desk just to put my single stage on, so I can raise and lower it at the same time as my standing desk. But that's not going to happen. So the next best thing would be a high shelf that's high enough for the standing position of my desk. But those are hard to find. $280 Cinebench. Yes, I'm not impressed. I am not impressed. But let's just, okay, that finished. That's good. Let's go 20 mult. Maybe even, let's go 25 mult. Let's not screw around too much. So that's 286. Okay, so Bilko brings up a, a good point here. So the thing about emotes is, so emotes are only available to subscribers. I wish there was a way where I could just give everybody the emotes, but that's just a Twitch policy. I do have the Sleepy Crosshair emote pretty much ready, but I'm having trouble uploading it to the upload service. So Twitch requires, it has to be PNG, it has to be under a certain size in terms of kilobytes. There have to be 3 versions of it, so 28 pixels square, 56 pixels square, and 112 pixels square. But the upload service is physically not allowing me to upload the PNG files, saying that yeah, I need to give the backstory to the backstory. Yeah, so basically the upload service is saying these PNG files are not correct, even though the only requirements are below a certain size, a certain height and width, and 32 bits, so 8 bits per channel plus alpha plus transparent background. Hi Palazin, welcome back to the stream. I have a capture card now, yay, rejoice. But I'm meeting all those requirements and I still can't upload the emotes. So there's basically 2 hurdles you have to cross. You have to your PNG file has to meet the automatic requirements, just the basic stuff that I just mentioned, and after that it has to be signed off by a human in case it's something offensive, a picture of a dick or something. But I can't even get to the human verification stage. So I've contacted Twitch support. I haven't gotten an answer. I've posted on Twitch Reddit, the subreddit, but then it turns out my post wasn't visible, and the mod was nice enough to say, I've approved your post manually, but just to let you know, you're shadow banned on Reddit. And I rarely even post on Reddit, so I don't know what I'm shadow banned for. So I contacted support there. So there are a few hurdles to cross, but I hope at the very latest by next stream I'll have the emote ready, and I can use it. The streamer themselves automatically gets the highest sub tier of sub, so I can spam chat with the emote just so you guys get a look at it. But otherwise, of course, we just have Jim Jam Jammin at the moment, who's a Twitch Prime sub. So yes, that's the reason why there's no emote yet. Now the backstory to the emote is Bilko and I and Jordan Hyde is his HardwareBot username. We had a bench session for Ryzen 2000 series launch, and we were given a gigabyte board to check out, and we were having problems with the board. So it was cold bugging, and we didn't have GTL support. There were a few issues with it, so we decided to take a good chip or 2700X and throw it into my Crosshair 6 Hero, and we got a few results out, but then it wouldn't post anymore. So it was throwing the, I think it's the B postcode or the 6 postcode, I'm trying to remember. So there's this postcode basically that my Crosshair and every Crosshair 6 Hero throws when there's a little bit of condensation somewhere, or just not happy going full pot. And for whatever reason, I just said, okay, well, this board needs a rest, let's just try another board. And it stuck, because what happened was 8, yeah, that's the one, or B, 8. We happened to have a second Crosshair 6, which was Jordan's Crosshair, and we got a couple of scores out. We went full pot, we were happy again, and then within less than half an hour, that board was also losing memory channels and throwing postcodes and stuff. And I was like, all right, this board also needs a rest. So I think we went back to the gigabyte, or we went back to the first Crosshair. So that's why I'm going to make a Sleepy Crosshair emote, or that's why I'm trying to upload a Sleepy Crosshair, because it's just a meme by now. Let me just quickly look up what happened after that. Paladzin, I will look at your picture, of course. Let's do it. Okay, so you have a 1562. Oh, you have an 1886. Is that what you're saying? Because that's the result. That's orange. Okay, so after that bench session, I took all my duos with me, but we didn't finish all the duos because we had so many issues that day. We were benching all day, and we really didn't get as far as we had anticipated. And what I did was I threw the 2600X into that board again, the one that had rested. I think this is the sub. Yeah, here we go. So just a couple of days later, obviously my board had rested, and I subbed this, pretty solid Cinebench run, and I attached a couple of pictures because it was the Crosshair, so which obviously isn't going to load now because I'm on Aussie internet. There we go. So that's my Crosshair. It wasn't sleeping, it was just resting. Okay. Back to some benching for a change. Now my problem is I'm probably not going to be able to fit all my windows here. I am on the latest driver for the capture card, but for those who just joined, the issue is I can only go up to 1280. Maybe there's a driver I can install here. 2696 V3 final turbo unlock. 18 core. Nice. So I don't really know what to do here. I can't physically fit this stuff. Man. My problem is that because I'm passing... Okay. Because I'm passing through the capture card, custom res. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. I literally just got my capture card today, so I'm just yeah, I'm not familiar with everything yet. Okay, I'm trying to set a custom res, but all it's allowing me to do is 720 by 480. Okay, let's go 1920 by 1080. That's not working. Is that gonna change the output? Is setting something in OBS gonna change what it's passing through though? FPS 30. Okay, is that the secret? Is FPS 30 really gonna let me set a different resolution? Is it, maybe it's bandwidth limited because it's limited by, I don't know, the processing capabilities of the capture card or something? My options are match output FPS, highest FPS, or 59. I can't set a custom FPS. At all. Yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to figure this out today or right now. It's a little bit annoying. I'm trying to think. I mean, yeah, I'm using HDMI. That's the best. Okay, pick. Okay, so you bypass the capture card and use NDI, but you need OBS on both. But I can't run OBS on my benching system. That's gonna screw with scores and stuff. My capture card. This is my capture card. An AverMedia Live Gamer Portable. Probably not the best capture card in the world, but I got a good deal. And it's much better than pointing a camera. Yeah, that's exactly the drop down I was using, but I can't find a high FPS or a higher resolution. OC the capture card. Okay, let's just, I mean, I'm gonna beat these scores anyway, so let's just like grab screenshots just for, you know, posterity. They're not going to be subbed, but that's okay. Huh. LN2 the card. Yes, for sure. even... Where's my capture utility? Oh, it's a good point. We have XTU support on this chip as well. I'll have to do that off stream. Where's my damn capture utility? I have another USB stick around here somewhere. There we go. It's always the one USB stick you don't have in the system that has the stuff you need on it. Okay. Yes. Capture.exe. It's a lifesaver. Okay, 594. Okay, let's go higher. Let's actually go higher. Let's go 27 mult. Or 30 mult. Almost 4 gigahertz. Let's do the Explorer kill. Just to be tryhard. Okay. Do I OC 290, 390? I have a 290X. It is in a disassembled state though. I bought a second, so a similar card to that I have is I bought a second HT 7970 Lightning this week, which is on its way. So maybe one of the first legacy benches I do on LN2 will be Crossfire MSI HT 7970 Lightnings. So that'll be kind of cool. Cinebench is so pretty when it's captured instead of a camera pointed at the screen. My thermals must be horrendous. 707. So 30 passed, let's try 32. .1080p. Yeah, I don't do much. Well, I don't do any PC gaming at all. I just actually sometimes with a friend I play Worms Armageddon. I think it's a good game to play because we're in different countries. A lot of the shooters and stuff just won't work because of latency. So Worms Armageddon is nice because you can be on a Skype call and just talking while you're watching or while you're playing the game because it's turn based. So that's quite good. Otherwise, I have an Xbox. I play Diablo 3. Overkill reference. I haven't seen you on the stream before, all it's crazy stuff, but welcome. How did you, if you don't mind saying, how did you get here? Was it by tweet, Insta, browse page, the Discord, the r/overclocking Discord, my YouTube maybe? I'm just curious to know. But welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoyed. This is Livestream 15 and I do liquid nitrogen overclocking, so you know, tune in next time. PC community. Okay, cool. So I think it's probably the PC building tag then that because I stream in the IRL section, which is quite broad. There's a lot of stuff in there. But my tags are one of the tags is PC building, so maybe you follow that tag. Okay, 32 passed. Let's go 4.5 gigahertz. Let's just see what this chip can do. I'm gonna skip the other Cinebenches. Well, Cinebench 2003, I may be able to fit all the windows actually. But certainly I'm not going to do 11.5. It's a waste of time. It's so similar to this bench. I might do like X265 or something. That'd be kind of cool. Time to pop another lozenge for my sore throat. So you have X299 odds crazy stuff, is that right? $800 Cinebench, exactly. Love it. I'll just keep going until we get a blue screen. We may get close to just our natural best frequency here. Okay, 36. Okay, almost 4.8 gigahertz. That is very respectable on just a Hyper 212 sat on top of the IHS. X299 for video and 3D. I have two X299. I have the KB Lake cores, chips rather, and I have a 7820, which I want to just bench on LN2 quickly for XTU and for 8 core points, and then sell. I'm going to hang on to my KB Lake X chips though, because they're quite nice for 3D, for extreme overclocking. Obviously they're not great for daily systems and stuff. Yeah, but 14 core is quite nice. UOC to 4.6 gigahertz, is that on AIO or custom water or air? $840. Let's not even get it. Well, let's get a screenshot. It might be the last completed run. Custom water, nice. What kind of block do you have on there? Okay, 4.920, almost 5 gigs. Nice thing about being cooling limited is, as you increase the megahertz, that looks like a hang. Nice, second blue screen of the session. Magister XX, welcome to the stream. I hope you're having fun. EK Supremacy. EK is always nice. Oh, my RC Tweakit just died. Yeah, let's relaunch that. Hopefully it will. I don't want to have to reboot my streaming PC. Oh, here we go. Nice, it even reconnected automatically. That's how it should be. seeing some dropped frames, so I'm gonna lower my bitrate. Okay. Just loading the same profile. Should work. Looks like a clean boot, actually. Yeah, so oh, it's crazy stuff. The thing is, I have a little bit of a hole in my cooling lineup. So I have a Hyper 212 Evo that I just used just for pre-testing, that kind of stuff. I have a single stage, which is like an air conditioning unit that goes down to about -40 on the CPU core. That's currently out of commission, but I hope to fix that. I have liquid nitrogen, just not right now. I need to get a new delivery. And I have a chiller that's almost ready, but I only have a Threadripper block for it. And since I just got my new capture card and this Rampage IV Formula board just arrived a couple of days ago, I prefer to just pre-test it on air just to see what the chip can do. I know what the memory can do, but not in quad channel like this. So I'm just sort of getting a feel for the platform and the BIOS and stuff, and then maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road I'll throw liquid nitrogen. Maybe not at this platform because it only goes down to -50 anyway before it dies. Before it stops working because it's too cold, which is called a cold bug. But most platforms I'll throw liquid nitrogen at them to really, really max them out. Okay, let's go for a heavier bench. H26 or X265. Because liquid nitrogen overclocking is quite. Can I fit? Yes, I can fit the Windows in for this. Just about. Well, probably not really. Yeah, I should be able to. Liquid nitrogen overclocking, there's a lot that can go wrong, so you need to pre-test basically. Let's drop the mult all the way down because this is a bench that's heavier for the memory. So 25 mult. I'm on 1.5 max mem. That may not be enough for 1080p, but let's just try. Okay, now you get to see some videos. Okay, 15 FPS looks sort of reasonable. I think we have enough max mem. Throwing out the 16 core on air cooling. Nice. Oh, god damn you, Actionist Center. Current best is 21.9 frames per second. It's done at 5.1 gigahertz. Let's just compare. I'm at 3.2. Yeah, and I'm beating a guy who's at 4.5 gigahertz, so that's decent. Let's auto hide our taskbar and really maximize the space. Okay. That's good that we can pass that. I'm just curious to see if I can get another few bits of PCLK out of this chip, or rather the RAM. Just tiny bits. And of course let's go up in mult for sure. And this time I'm killing Explorer, of course. Yeah. Let's see if we can ladder up a little bit, maybe all the way up to 12AX7. That would be nice. That would be a podium spot. 15.9. Yeah, that's just under what Sleepy Skater did. Strange little hang. Okay, couple of extra mults. We can go over 4 gigahertz. Let's do it. Let's see, like 17. I actually agree, odds crazy stuff. I have a Zenith Extreme and I'm not too happy with it, both cold and in terms of sort of everyday benching. The new MSI board with the crazy VRM coming out for Threadripper 2 might change that, but we'll have to see. I agree, there's no Apex. I mean, there's no Apex on the Ryzen side either, but the Hero is an amazing board. The number of times I've taken that cold and just abused it. Yeah, Threadripper 2. The arc is going to be amazing. The architecture, the boards are going to be better. I think it's just going to be better all around. Just checking my VRM to make sure it's not crazy hot. Oh, it's actually cooled down. It's cooled down from what it was earlier, so that's good. The fan must be working. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. 18.114. 2 more multipliers. 4.4, that's getting sort of adventurous. Now the interesting thing would be trying to test HPET, high precision event timer, on this bench, on this platform. Yeah, for daily, certainly X299 versus Threadripper is just so dependent on what workloads you're throwing at it, whether it's AVX or non-AVX. You know, how much you need good RAM speeds and stuff. But they're both good platforms. I have them both. Getting under 1 minute elapsed time would be really nice. And we did, 58 seconds. Let's just quickly go back to the rankings. 19.2. We need 19.75. We're not going to catch a 12 AX7. Not on this cooling method. Let's go one multiplier at a time. I may do an off-screen run as well, White Shark, but sure, overkill is always an option. The general consensus is that it starts working really well with 6 cores and 12 threads, but it's definitely worth a try on a 4-core chip with hyperthreading, especially with 4 memory channels as well. That might make it a little bit more favorable. We don't have many CPU instruction optimization to do optimizations available to us, I don't think. This is looking good. I have temperature monitor. CPU is showing a reading of 57 in RC Tweakit. That's quite good. 19.62. Yeah, need a little bit more than that, but we're certainly going in the right direction. I'll just max the core first and then I'll try overkill. That gave us almost half an FPS, just one multiplier. CPU is still at 50 centigrade, that's completely fine. Off-screen run might be worth it. It's weird how my SSD makes quite a lot of noise. I can even hear it over the Delta fan. I just mentioned it, about 50. Now that's software monitoring. Yeah, I can't figure it out. I don't know. It must just be a SSD that's about to fail, but I image all of my OSs anyway, so I couldn't care less. It's like a hard drive sound, like a very low sound, like the mechanical hard drives used to make. It's kind of weird. But it gives me an indication that the bench is still running without even looking at my screen, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, I have no idea. It might be some kind of coil whine on the motherboard as well, but it seems to be coming from the SSD. Can't imagine where else it would come from. I know it's not healthy. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying it's like completely fine or anything, but I just couldn't care less. Might be tough to pass one multiplier higher. but let us try. 4.8. Yeah, that's a hang. So 37 multiplier did not work. I almost kind of like it how the last image stays up on stream when I'm rebooting my system. Gives you an idea of what point we failed at. Since we're so close, I'm just going to try 24 RAS. Bilko, you're resisting making a joke about the board resting or something, or what exactly are you resisting? Okay, that was a pretty clean boot. Oh yes, I think what Bilka is trying to say is could have just gone with Threadripper, which has insane numbers of PCIe lanes. So 38 did not work. Not at all. Let's push our PCIK a little on 37. That's a hang. Oh no. No, I think it was 37 we were failing at. Let's go back down to 36. Just incrementally go up in BCLK. It's no longer reacting. Come on, CPU Z. Oh, there we go. A few QPI link of 5 gigahertz. That's kind of interesting. They mean Encore by that, do they? Or is there such a thing as Encore on Sandy E? Okay, I'm happy with that slight bump in BCLK. We're not far off anyway. We can tweak our way to that position. We should be able to at least. Seems slow, but let's give it a shot. I don't get that. I mean, doesn't Yeah, I don't know what you mean by handling. Sorry. Come on, 20 FPS. That'd be kind of nice. You can do it. 19.909. That's fourth place. I'm happy with that. I will, of course, save that, and I'll also try overkill mode because White Shark asked so nicely, and he's a mod. I have to keep my mods happy. So that was 19.909. Time for overkill mode. So we're going to drop it down to very high, go twice overkill, and I'm not going to go off screen yet because that could in itself be a tweak as well. Let's watch for desync. It's not desynced at the moment. That's good. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. It has been a pleasure already. Lots of insight and chat, lots of help. I sure hope you took the foil off the 980. Next time I bench it, I'll take the foil off. Does that make you happy? V and K and Virgo Pros, welcome to the stream. Oh, I hope you enjoy what I do. I always have fun. Working on a GPU Pi tweak. I love GPU Pi, so that gets me excited, Vilko. I can't wait for you to share that. We're getting close to 20 FPS here. Overkill does seem to be doing something, which is nice. My throat is kind of killing me, but there should be half an hour left in this stream for sure. $19.322. Of course, one aspect that I completely forgot about is that I have my maximum set too high. So let's actually just completely remove maximum and redo that overkill. This board doesn't like cold boots, does it? Hmm. Some interesting points being brought up in chat. I have to say, I'm not at all the kind of person who needs more than one PCI slot and maybe one M.2 slot at most. So all of this is kind of irrelevant to me. But I do appreciate that people need these systems to work on. And in that case, the more the merrier in terms of connectors. So yeah. Okay, we're at 8 gigabytes for our memory. Hopefully that doesn't give us issues with stability. Let's go back to work. Okay, very high overkill mode. How's our core speed looking? We'll have to adjust it down a little bit. I think we're at 130.6 or 7 in terms of BCLK. And then our mult was 36. Let's do a new run. It's going to take 2 minutes, but yeah, here we go. The initial FPS tells us that we were RAM starved. That's usually the most clear indication. Sometimes it's not easy to know when you're RAM starved, but yeah, it's looking better now. Your GPU file. Still looking slower, to be honest. If this is slower, I'm going to do an off-screen run. So nice to have a capture card. I know I sound like a broken record. Yeah, what is it? 96 PCIe lanes? I don't think anybody has any. Well, I'm sure there's somebody who needs more lanes than that, but that's quite a bit. Yeah, Z370 is a waste of time. Sorry to say it, but you can just adapt your Apex 9 or your MOCF. 64. Still quite a lot. So 4 are for the, well, it's an SoC, so would you call it a chipset? It's more of a PCH, isn't it? So 4 for the PCH to CPU. It's an SoC though. I mean, I suppose we've been changing the definition of chipset for years and years and years, haven't we? We used to have Northbridge and Southbridge, so chipset really used to be a set of chips. Then the Northbridge kind of disappeared, and we still called just the Southbridge chipset. Now we have SoCs, so what's left is kind of, I don't know, I call it a PCH, but I don't even know what PCH means, so never mind me. Okay, so we're half an FPS slower with overkill. I'm gonna just do an off-screen run. I'm gonna start a timer to know that I actually know what's going on in terms of how close we are to finishing. I'm gonna try HPET as well, and then I think I'm done for this bench. Paladzin, do you have the Spectre and Meltdown patches installed? If you're worried about the performance, it may be worth your while to disable those, because they really screw with system performance in some cases. Disabled, okay. Which board do you have? Okay, that run is done. No, it's the same speed. Let's run 4K. Or maybe just inch up the BCLK a tiny bit. That didn't validate. We're almost at 2200. Let's see if it runs. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. I have to say my laptop is starting to get to... It's a really nice laptop. It's an X1 ThinkPad X1 Carbon 5th gen. So it has USB-C charging. It has the smaller bezels. But of course I'm now attaching up to 2 cameras, a capture device, USB sticks, a USB microphone, an HDMI monitor, the charger, all of that stuff into just 2 USB Bs and 1 USB C. So it's just dongles and cables everywhere, and it is only a 2-core 4-thread. Not sure where I'm losing my performance here. Did lower maximum actually give me higher FPS? That's kind of interesting. Without pass-through. Yeah, it's an option. It's definitely an option, especially now that I have ROG Connect. Would be nice to make use of my 2 monitors though. Maybe I should connect 2 monitors to my laptop. Okay, let's just up the BCLK a tiny bit. Weird how I can't validate. System time is 11:08. So I did get a file 2 minutes ago. Let's go 132 ref clock. Screw it. Yeah, that's working. I'm actually getting close to the 4.8 that didn't run earlier, so even if I don't run out of ref clock, I will run out of core. White Shark, what do you mean by 24 and 32 core? We already know there's going to be a VRM issue on high overclocks. But you think the PCIe lane splitting will be different? Or what do you mean? Are you saying that because there's going to be 2 extra chips, but there's not going to be 2 extra IMCs, that is going to lead to some sort of cross CCX latency? Yeah, okay, I can get behind that. That is certainly a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see until the first benchmarks come out. Yeah, I seem to be losing FPS because of the max mem. Okay, let's just try this. Okay, this is 36 mult 132 BCLK. I'm going to set maximum to exactly what it was, because this would be an interesting finding. Going to set it to exactly what it was earlier, and let's just see. The usual issue of not being able to cold boot. Hey Mick, as you can see, you've been dethroned as the max bits guy, number one bits person. We had a bit of a bits off earlier. Thanks for joining the stream. I have a capture card now, and I am elated because I can see on my own OBS all stream long how different it all looks now. So I'm quite happy that a pretty basic capture card that Truthman was good enough to send me was gives me this kind of result on mobile. Okay, well, there will be a VOD and there will be a YouTube. By the way, as Twitch affiliate, I one of the rules that I have to follow is all my content is Twitch exclusive for 24 hours. Not that that really makes a massive difference, but just to point it out. I use YouTube more as a backup solution. I don't really upload standalone videos there, but all my past streams are there. But yeah, Twitch saves everything. As long as you convert it from a past broadcast to a highlight, Twitch can save your VODs for indefinitely, just like YouTube. But I export to YouTube anyway because currently I don't keep a local copy. Let's reconnect our ROG Connect. There we go. 26 turbo and 132 BCLK was what I said earlier. Our maximum should be set. Yes, it is. And there we go. I really don't think I'm doing anything different. It's the same OS, the same bench at the same resolution with the same Explorer kill. Same multiplier, pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, look, software is going to change in the not so distant future. I think 4 cores will be sort of dead in the water for new stuff pretty soon, and it will just be a case of everybody going 6 and 8 core, and then pretty soon after that the top end of mainstream will go 10, 12. That's my opinion. I'm not basing that on any kind of insider take or anything, just my sort of gut feeling. Still not getting the same result as before, but it seems to be a little bit better. Now I do a little bit of programming myself, so I'm aware of the whole problem statement of, well, you can't parallelize every piece of code and all that kind of jazz, but I'm just saying it's unavoidable now. That's it. We're just gonna we're just gonna have to bite the bullet and pay the price of maybe your single threaded stuff not running as fast or whatever, or maybe not even that, but just changing the way we work. Maybe always having two workloads open. Whatever it takes. With Intel's 10 nanometer being in the bad shape that it's in, they will also go for massive cores now, in my opinion. Really getting up there in terms of memory clock, so I'm liking that. 133 ref clock. Maybe we can get all the way up to 20 FPS. That would be pretty sweet. Internet bottlenecked. Indeed, the internet you have out there is possibly even worse than mine. Although I'm not looking forward, this is all on 4G because my ADSL doesn't have enough upload, and I'm not looking forward to looking at the little progress bar because I only have a 40 gigabyte monthly plan, which was already 30% used after 2 live streams. So not looking forward to that. CPU is showing 56 degrees in RC Tweak It. Wow, that got slower. Quite a bit of variance in this bench. Surprising amount of variance. We're back at 4800 with better memory this time. Bench room. Yeah, you must have a lot of space out there in the middle of nowhere, Bilko. Got a bench there sometime. I have a water block, and I want to get my my chiller running, so I'll let you know, and I'll send you my 1920X to test as well if you like it. How am I losing FPS going up and I don't know. Okay. Let's do a 4K run. And then that might be the end of the stream. I might give a little update, like a little story time at the end of the stream. Hey Ella. Thanks for joining. I'll blame the blue screen on you. Yeah, I can bench down there, but where am I gonna get my LN2 from? I suppose I can bring it with me. Yes, White Shark, I do keep on meaning to try that remove maximum script, but I haven't yet. I do realize that it's probably a good upgrade over what I'm using currently. Just woke up. Well, good morning to you. Okay, I gotta unset my maximum because for 4K for sure I need more than this. LN2 less than an hour away. Okay, I didn't know that. Nice. Yeah, I will bring it. We're all here now. 12 viewers. Nice. This is a good introduction to the I don't know, benching family for both the capture card and this chip and the board, which I have to say is a really nice looking board because it's 4 DIMMs, so two DIMM slots, 2 red DIMM slots either side of the CPU socket, and it's regular ATX. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that existed in X99 and later platforms, because they always went with eATX, which is very fat and sort of big, you know. I like it. Just setting my BCLK here. Gonna drop my mult. I just want to make sure that my memory is really up to scratch for 4K, which is quite a bit more memory intensive than 1080p. Nowhere near as cheap. Yeah, I can imagine. X299 ITX. Okay, just making sure that this bench really kicks off. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna look at that board now. I like getting links. Keep sending links, guys, if you feel like it. All right. Oh, that's right. It has SO DIMMs, doesn't it? That's almost too small. How can I even look at that? Two Ethernet. Lots of SATA. Single power connector. Nice. I'm impressed. Bench is doing well. It's so cute. I did consider getting the M-ATX X399 Tai Chi actually, because it's the only 4 dimmer board that may be good for XOC for Threadripper. But now with the VRM situation with 2nd gen Threadripper coming out, I'm gonna hold on, because I think the Tai Chi, if anything, is gonna struggle even more than my Zenith will on 2nd gen. Even though I'm not gonna, you know, spend money on a 32 core to keep anyway. But it would be good to have the option of running a 32 core. I think on Intel HPET usually slows down a bench, but I might give 4K one run with HPET enabled. I'm getting 2nd gen though. I really hope that the 16 core will be reissued as a 2nd gen with the better IMC, and that the price will be competitive, and I will just definitely get that chip. It's going to be such a good 3D chip. Oh, you have, that's right, you have the Tai Chi Ultimate, isn't it? Well, I'm glad you're messing with FX, because FX is amazing. I mean, not for a daily system or anything, but just for shits and giggles, for benching. That's X470 Tai Chi you have, isn't it? I'm a bit disappointed that they did that weird branding thing where there's an ultimate version and a non-ultimate version. And the ultimate has the buttons, but the non-ultimate has the solder points, I think, is what you pointed out at some point. It's just silly. ASRock, I like ASRock, but yeah. gonna have a look at the ranking for 4K just out of curiosity. Maybe tough to get second. Tech Wizard, I've never seen that that username before. Ale Slammer is quite well known as sort of a variety bencher. But yeah, let's try to grab that bronze. It's just such weird product differentiation that Azrog is trying to do there. Looks like a pass, even without MaxMem. Although I have to say PSC is not really known as something that needs MaxMem. But yeah, doesn't the Ultimate have like 10G and the other doesn't? But still, I mean, just ridiculous. Yeah, once I stop streaming, I'm gonna tune into the tennis a little bit, watch a bit of Wimbledon. Not sure who's playing tonight, but we'll see. I'm loving that gold coin next to your name build code. It's very appropriate. Try to hang on to it. Oh, that's almost a 5-minute bench already. Maybe I'll skip the whole HPT thing. Just try and push this thing. Has anyone ever seen an architecture where overkill mode did something for 1080p and not 4K, or the other way around? I would assume that they're very similar, sort of, but I've never actually tested it. Yeah, I definitely need to search out a better 4G plan with more than 40 gigabytes of combined upload and download per month. Oh, that's a bit harsh. 10G add-in cards are not that cheap, are they? Would probably make financial sense to have it integrated. Yeah. Well, make MaxMem is off, so I have 8 gigabytes, which with a lean enough OS should be good enough for 4K overkill. So I'm not worried about that. Is that a hang? No, just real-time mode being real-time mode. Micron chat. Let's see here. 100 BCLK 2658. Oof, CL14. What VDD are you at? Well, we broke the 4 FPS barrier at least. Let's go 36 mult. Let's not screw around too much here. What's over $100? He just posted a JPEG with just timings in it. Who said over $100? Is the kid $100? Voltages. Okay, let's take a look. Oh, it's in Russian. Cool. 5G, 47 cache, core is nice and low. SA 1.1, DRAM 1.3. Well, oh yeah. So you're better off having it integrated into your motherboard, Ella. I don't know how much opposition you have to the Ultimate, but hopefully not so much opposition that you're gonna pay more just to have an extra card in your system. 1.35, well, that's just stock. But yeah, I don't know, Palazin, why you have that Micron DDR. Is it just a daily system or something? I mean, it could just be good enough for what you need it for. So Ella, I used to have the rig details up on the screen, but just with the extra stuff that I have now with the capture card and RC Tweakit, I'm even considering putting another camera in, because I've freed up a camera, because I used to point a camera at the screen, which I don't have to do anymore. So I could have a camera that's, I don't know, close up of the boot code or something. But yes, there you go. If you ever want to know what's in my rig, just go !rig, and I have the basics in there. So it's the i7-3820. It's a non-K. It's a Sandy Bridge E. So it has a max multiplier of 43. I'm at 36 multiplier now because I want to push BCLK to get Memo OC better. But yeah, if you were gonna try and push maximum CPU frequency, you would actually just go all the way up to 43 multiplier and then try to hit a sweet spot BCLK. So it is sort of like non-K Skylake / KB. Well, KB Lake doesn't have non-K overclocking. It's like non-K Skylake overclocking. So it's kind of interesting, this chip. This is looking like it might pass, so that's good. So all this crazy stuff. Your 7940X is being beaten by what chip exactly? If you're talking about X265, you have to remember that it's an AVX workload. So, for example, on AMD, it doesn't run very well compared to Intel. Still quite a long bench, even with high overclock. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, the 14 core ranking. Well, yeah, I see what you 30. That guy may have just submitted wrong. Let's see the actual speed. Yeah, he just made a typo, or he forgot to enter the frequency, because you see in a screenshot he's actually at 4.5. and he has an Apex. I mean, his RAM isn't great, but 4.5 is quite a decent overclock. So now it makes more sense, right? He's at 4.5 and he just beat this Adventure Pro guy on efficiency or whatever, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, 10G NICs are still expensive. It's an economy of scale thing, isn't it? Because 1G is just good enough for everybody, so they just make millions of those. Check the so on that sub I should check the window itself. Okay, on Nazar, going back into the sub, there we go. 30 FPS. He's overkilling it, and the core speed is detected as 3.1 gigahertz. But I mean, X265 is static. It launches and it detects the speed, and that's it. You can then go into Turbo V and upclock. So I don't really see what's going on. I mean, mine is similar. Just look at my X265 window. It's showing the different speed. Okay. So now I understand. Yes. So he uploaded the validation file. It detected his core speed as being 3.1 gigahertz. He didn't correct that because in HardwareBot when you submit, the form pre-fills, but you can edit it, and that's it. Mystery solved. So 4.38. That would give me fourth spot, but not third spot, which is interesting. I thought I had this guy beat. So here we go. What's Gustavo doing? That's so great. He's missing his CPU Z windows. I can just report his submission, and yeah, maybe that's what I should do. He's on Windows 10 with HPET on. I mean, let's see what he was at the lower. His RAM isn't especially fast. He has Samsung RAM, it seems like, but he's clocking it really low. I'm reporting the submission, but yeah, I just okay. If you can't beat them, report them, you know? Okay, no, I'm joking. That submission has a legitimate concern to it, so I'm going to do my diligent duty and report it, and also grab bronze with that. What makes you say that, White Shark? 10G base T, having no use cases? I'm just curious. I don't really know. I'm not really. I work in IT, but I'm not really in the system side of things. Where can we go from here? I can't really go up in BCLK. I can go up in turbo, but it won't pass that. My assumption is that okay, let's go back down to like 130 BCLK or thereabouts. That might pass. Let's just see. This might be my last run, guys. $60. Trash RAM, yes, indeed. These runs are long, so I'll take any requests of what you'd like to see on the system right now in terms of benches. Okay. Well, maybe not right now, but yeah, I think that might do it for the stream, unless somebody would like something in particular benched. Y Cruncher, no, that has online validation and stuff. It's not. I can't sub on this system. It's offline. So the funny thing, yeah, just wrapping up here a little bit. The funny thing about my early streams is that I don't even remember what Livestream 3 and 4 were, because I didn't turn on stream recording. All the way from 5 onwards is on Twitch VODs. Yeah, so that's what I've streamed so far. Not sure what I'm going to do next week, but my aim is kind of to cover off all of the different 2D platforms. So obviously Threadripper 2nd Gen isn't out yet. I've benched quite a bit of AM4, but I will be benching more for Divisions. I want to bench FX, of course, for 8 gigahertz. By the way, it's talking about 8 gigahertz. Your 3D tests are outstanding on FX. Nice. Any secret at all? Yeah, I just don't want to say variety stream, because I'll still be streaming overclocking all the time. But I just want to cover off all the platforms I own. I got a notification today that my Z77 OC Formula is in the country, so I'll be benching a lot of Sandy and Ivy on that board once it gets here. Possibly Cold RAM as well, we'll see. Samsung as well, maybe on Ivy, if the IMC is good enough. I obviously want to get a little bit more into 3D benching as well. I still haven't really put my Gene 7. That's wrong. I have a Gene 7, the Z97 version, not the C96. But yeah, I want to throw some Pentium Anniversary editions on that board, and Cold as well. I have a Devil's Canyon chip on the way. I bought a Rampage 3 Extreme from AliExpress today, so some Xeon action maybe. So yeah, that's kind of it. Chat is pretty active though. I might. What do I have left to bench that I like? Let's give GPU Pi 3.3 a go. That might be a cheap gold. Indeed it is. No results yet. Let's hope it works. Gotta enable HPET. There's also a setting in BIOS. So this is like the encore. I'm definitely shutting down after this. All this talking is not good for my throat, but it's been a fun stream. And that's mostly down to you fine folks. Can't even remember where the timer is. There we go. Oh, the capture stuck. Anyway, I didn't do very much in BIOS except find the timer. Serve the home content, a GIF. Oh, it's just a picture of a Nick. Yes, we have detection. Oh, I might have to just restart my capture card. It's hung quite badly. There we go. That was easy. Let's try our trusty. Let's turn off, well, full detection, why not? Let's go 100M and just make sure we have, oh, raw connect is also disconnected. And there we go. Let's try. GPU Pi isn't as heavy. Let's try at almost 5 gigahertz. There we go. Okay, that's an instant hang. Okay, let's just get a safe sub in there. Hopefully no second capture card hang. You've been working so well so far. Come on, capture card. There we go. Let's quickly reload our profile. So it's under PCH is the HPET. So what does everybody need 10G for? Are you doing a lot of file sharing? That's kind of retro. As we're nearing the end of the stream, I'm gonna treat myself to a double chocolate Tim Tam, the absolute best. I perf. I think I'm happy with these settings. Just go straight into the bench. Oh, I might need legacy version. Let's go into debug mode. Looking quite a bit more promising. Okay, maybe not. Disable hardware info. I need the legacy version of this bench. It's a bit disappointing. Okay, let's run regular GPU Pi just because I like it as a bench. Or soldering the buttons. Yeah, shouldn't be hard to do. So the top place guy did 128. Almost 10 gigabits a second. That's strong. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly grab the legacy version because I'm a sucker for golds. Three megabytes. I can feel it. This is gonna work. Ah, not move. Gotta lower my mult though. It's more like it. Oh, I don't have the Intel version installed. I know, that would be faster. I'm the only one benching this, so I'll get the gold either way. Oh, Rave even joined us. We're all here now, basically. Okay. Okay. Well, I would like you to encrypt the data file properly. That would be nice. Yeah, second time around it works. Okay, let's just kick off a 1B run. Okay, I'm just gonna finish this off stream. My throat is killing me. I am honored to have had so many people on the stream tonight. Didn't really expect that. I have a capture card. It's amazing. Um, Next Friday at roughly the same time will be another stream. I may stream in between, but I'm just saying that that's my regular slot. That's kind of it. I have lots of new hardware coming in. I really like having a different setup on the bench every time, but saying that, I might go back to Skylake X and KB Lake X next weekend with some LN2, which I'm really looking forward to on capture rather than just a camera. Just okay, well, that's it. You know, look at my Insta. I post there every day. It's kind of fun. Don't really use Twitter and YouTube all that much. And I will, yes, Bilko, I will definitely stream my division 4, 5, and 6. All the AMD divisions, I will at least sub some stuff in. I can't promise that I'll do 3D in all of them. Division 5 is the one that I get points for, so I'll definitely sub 3D in that, and I already have subbed 3D in that. But yeah, just catch you on Discord or whatever. Good night.